Good morning, students. In our last video, we have discussed about three terms, that is drawer, drawee and payee. Today we will discuss another terms that are related from the bills of exchange. I given a little much intro about endorsement already. What do you mean by endorsement? Endorsement means transfer of bill of exchange or promissory note to another person. The person receiving the bills of exchange or promissory notes become the authorized to receive the payment. As I told, the person whom we are transferring the bills of exchange is the person whom we need to pay money. Like we sold goods to someone and we purchased goods from someone. The person who is purchased good from us will accept our bill. When we draw our bill on him, we will be the drawer and he will be the drawee. So he will accept the bill and we will get bills of exchange, that is BR, bill receivable. But we need to pay the money to the person whom we purchased the goods. So what we did, we transferred that bills of exchange to that person, that this is the bills of exchange, you can discount it or you can wait it for 3 months. The when our drawee will pay the money, you will receive the money directly. So in this case, the third party will receive the money, not the drawer. So that's the term I already discussed, that about drawer and payee might be not same in some cases. So endorsement is a transfer of bills or to the another person. Next thing is endorser. Endorser is the person who transfer the bills of exchange to the in favor of any other person, and endorsee is the person who receive the bills of exchange. Means if I am selling goods to someone, I will draw a bills of exchange on him, he will accept it, I will go to the BR, then I will endorse it to the person whom I purchased the goods. So in this case, I will be the endorser and the endorsee will be that person whom I am transferring the bills of exchange. Next thing is bill on demand or bill on site. It is payable on demand or on site or on presentation to the drawer or acceptor. A bill on which no due date is specified is also called a demand bill. That is the bill in which there is no days of grace we allowed. The days of grace means the 3 days of grace we give on every bill, that is for the time period for accepting and sending back to the drawer. So for every bill we give 3 days of discount. But if the bill is signed and signed on the site, it means where is the transaction is going to be happen, on the same place we are signing the bill. जहाँ पे हमारी ट्रांजेक्शन हो रही है, ट्रेड हो रहा है, वहीं पे हमने बिल साइन करवा लिया. इट मीन्स नाउ वी डू नॉट नीड द टाइम फॉर साइनिंग ऑफ द बिल. सो इन दिस केस वी डू नॉट अलाउ द 3 days of grace for a bill. Like if we have sent a bill to the drawee for signing the bill and he sent back after signing, we will give him 3 days of grace. Like if the due date is from 1st April to 1st June, then he can pay money up to the 4th June, because we will allow him 4 days of grace. But in this case, when the bill is signed on the site, it means bill is signing on the same time when the transaction is happening. So in this case, we will not allow the days of grace to him person, then the date will be the same, that is 1st June. Next is bills after date. Bills after date is the bill in which period is counted from the date of drawing of the bill. In case bill after sight, the period is counted from the date of acceptance of bill. In this case, when we send the bill to the drawee and he accept that bill after the 10 days, like we drawn bill on 1st April on the drawee, but he accepted that bill on the 10th of April, we will count the 3 months from that date, that is 10th April. So from the 10 April we will count the days, like 10 April to 10 May, 10 April to 10 May to 10 June, 10 June to 10 July. So we will count from that date. This is the case of bill on site or bill after date. Bill on site, we will not count the grace days. We will count on the day of transaction happened. From that we will count 3 months. But in case of bill after date, we will count from the date when the drawee shown his acceptance by signing the bill. Next is tenor of bill. Tenor of bill is bill may be drawn payable at site on demand, on presentation, after date, and so on. The bill intervening between the date on which a bill is drawn and that on which become due date of tenor or tenor of the bill. Tenor of the bill is means the time period for which the bill is drawn. Like if we drawn the bill for 3 months, the tenor of the bill will be 3 months. If we drawn the bill for 6 months, the tenor of the bill will be 6 months. Tenor of the bill become the time limit for that bill. Next thing is days of grace. As I told, days of grace are 3 extra days added to the period of the bill. It is a custom to add the days of grace. It is a custom for which, because it takes times to draw also to sign the bill and send it back to the drawer. So we will provide 3 extra days for our bill. Like we have an example for that. Suppose a bill drawn on 8th March and is payable on 3 months after the date. The 3 month will be ended on 8th June. Adding 3 days, the due date of will be 11th June. There is another difference is that is due date and maturity date. The bill is matured on 8th June, but the due date of the bill is on 11th, because we would add 3 days of grace also in that case. If the due date falls on a public holiday, the bill will be payable on the preceding working day. Like if we have some public holiday on the due date, then the bill will be proceed on the one day before. Like if the due date is 15th August and all we know that 15th August is Independence Day for us, so the bill will be, the drawee will have to pay the amount on the 14th August. So in the case of public holiday, bill will get before one day before. So if there is a sudden holiday, like like a national emergency, like earthquake happened or something national disaster happened in the country, then in case of sudden holiday, the bill will go one day ahead. Same as case if the 14th October have some difficulties or some national emergency, then the bill date will be one day after that day. It will go 15th October. So in case of public holiday, it will revised one day before, it will come 14th. And if there is an uncertain event happened, then the bill will go one day ahead of that due date. When the due date is a bank holiday, Sunday or second day of grace is also holiday, the bill is payable on the next succeeding business day. It may be noted that the day of grace are not added in case of instrument payable on demand. In case of demand, as I already cleared, that when the bill is on demand or bill at site, we will not add days of grace in that bill, because it is signed on the spot where is the transaction is happened. So in case of bill of site, we will not add the days of grace in our bills of exchange. Next thing is that they told that if there is a public holiday like Sunday, and we know that then the due date will be one day before. But if there is another holiday on that day also, like if the date is falling on Sunday and the Saturday is also have a holiday, then we will go on Monday, not on back. We will not come back on Friday, we will go ahead, then we will go on Monday. So if there is a two simultaneously holiday, that is public holiday, then we will go ahead of one day. Next is due date. Due date is the date on which payment of the bill is due. As I told, payment will be due after the adding 3 days in the maturity date of the bill. Maturity date will be the date from the bill acceptance or from the bill drawn plus 3 months. Like if a bill is drawn on 1st April, then it will go 1st April to 3 months, then it will go April to May, May to June, June to July, then maturity date is on 1st July, but due date is after 3 days, that is 4th of July. So we have a difference between maturity date and due date. Due date is a payment date. Up to that date we have to pay money to the drawer. While calculating the due date or maturity date of the bill, the following points should be kept in mind. Days of grace are not allowed when the bill is payable on demand or at site, as I told earlier that in case of payment on demand or bill on site, we do not add or give days of grace to drawer. When the period of bill is stated in the days, the calculation of maturity date will be in days. Like if we have mentioned month on the bill, then we will count month. But if we have days on the bill, then we will count days. Like if we drawn a bill on 1st March for 2 months, then we will go direct straight 1st March to 1st April, 1st April to 1st May. Then the maturity date is 1st May and the due date will be 4th of May. But in case of days, when there are days are given, then we will go through days. Like if the bill is for 30 days, then from 1st March to 30 March, and then we will add 3 days of grace, then the due date will be go on to April, 2nd April. Then this is the theory that on which we work, that in case of month we directly add the month, but in case of days we will count days. We will not take 30 days as a month, like that we have 30 days, then it is a month, we will add a month directly. No, in case of days we will count the days, in case of month we will count the month. When the period of the bill is stated in the month, the calculation of maturity date will be term of calendar month, ignoring the number of days of a month. Yes, when we are counting in the month, we will not take consideration of like February have 28 days or 29 days. But in case of days, when we are counting days, we will take consideration of Feb days also. Like we need to find out that if there is a leap year or if there is a straight year. So in both the cases, in case of month we have to ignore the number of the days of the month, but in case of days we have to check the days, how many days are falling in that month. Next thing is, if the maturity date fall on a public holiday, the maturity date shall be the preceding business day. As I told, in case of public holiday, the bill date will be fall on a day before. Next is dishonor of a bill. Next term is dishonor of a bill. Dishonor means that the bill is not paid by the drawee on the due date. As I told, on the due date, drawee become insolvent or maybe something happened to the drawee, he is unable to pay the money on the due date, then the bill will get dishonored. In that case, there are many number of options that drawer had. He can again draw a bill on the drawee with an amount of interest or maybe some charges also. He can charge some charges, he can file a suit against drawee. So failure of payment on the due date will count as the dishonor of a bill. Next point is notary public. Notary public is an officer that is appointed by either state government or either central government to exercise the power and function relating to the noting and protesting of negotiable instruments for dishonor. So noting authenticates the fact of the dishonor. He will help the drawer to get his money back from the drawee. So in case of dishonor, the drawer need to contact to the notary public officer. He will take action on the dishonor of the bill, because in some cases, if there is no settlement found between the drawer and drawee, then drawer will approach to the notary public for his dishonor of a bill. Because in some cases we found that drawee is a powerful man and he is not now ready to pay money back. So where will drawer will go? Drawer will go to the notary public. He is an appointed officer by the central or either state government. He will help the drawer to get out of all of these things. He will notary charges is the fees paid to the notary public for noting and protesting the bills of exchange of its donor. The notary public officer will charge notary charges because he need to restamp the bill, because as we know that we need a revenue stamp on the bill of exchange. And in case of dishonor, revenue officer or notary officer will again repost the stamp. Then he will charge some charges, and that charges are payable by the drawee, not by the drawer, because he is not liable for the dishonor of the bill. The dishonor of the bill is because of drawee. So drawee will pay that amount. We will add that amount in our bill. Like if we have 10,000 earlier, and now we paid 200 rupees noting charges. Now we will make another bill of 10,200, not for 10,000. So we will charge all these expenses that we have to face in case of dishonor from the DROI. Next thing is renewal of a bill, that as I told, when the acceptor of a bill is not in the position to meet the bill on the due date, he may with the consent of the holder accept a fresh bill in place of the old bill, which is called renewal of a bill. As I told, if the drawer and DROI have mutual understanding, they can make a refreshment of a bill, make a new bill by cancelling the old one. Like DROI reached to the drawer and said that I am unable to pay the money on that day. Please accept a new bill and I will pay interest of this percent on this bill for this month. So in this case, if they have understanding, they will make a new bill that we called renewal of a bill. In that case, we have to cancel the old bill first. The fresh bill may include the interest. As I told, they might be include interest for the extended period, or it may be paid separately. Stamp duty and other incidental expenses incurred by the holder. As I told, like stamp duty and any noting charges, the DROI have to bear all these expenses that they are facing in case of renewal of bill, because it is not the fault of the drawer to dishonor the bill. To renewable the bill or to dishonor the bill, this is the whole liability of the DROI. In this case, he will accept a new bill, but after adding a interest or charges on it. Next is retirement of bill. When the DROI pay the bill before its due date, it called retirement of bill. The holder allow him a rebate of certain amount calculated at a certain rate per percent per annum. That is, retirement of bill is in case of DROI found that he is able to pay money before the time period of the bill. Like if the bill is for 3 months and the due date is on 1st June, and the DROI paid the bill before on 1st May, so he paid the amount before 1 month, so he will get a rebate from the drawer for paying the money before a month. Holder is the holder of the negotiable instrument, bill of exchange, promissory note, or check is a person entitled in his own name to the possession thereof and to receive or recover the amount due thereon from the parties to it. Holder is the person who holds the negotiable instrument, and in case of bill of exchange, the drawer is the holder of the negotiable instrument. He always holds the bill. But in case of discount of the bill, the bank might be a holder. In case of endorsement, might be a third party is also a holder of the bill. So it is not necessary to that drawer is always be a holder of that bill. The holder is always changed according to the conditions. Insolvent: when a person is unable to pay the amount of the bills payable, he is said to be insolvent. As I told, if there is some uncertainties, we found that holder of the bill or pay or DROI is unable to pay the money, there are maybe certain cases. That first case is insolvent. Insolvent in that case, when the DROI do not have the money to pay back to the bill of exchange. Now we have a few questions on the due date of the bill. Like if a bill of exchange dated 12th July 2020 payable after 3 months, then the date will be, we will add 3 months, 12 July to 12 August, 12 August to 12 September, 12 September to 12 October. Now nothing mentioned about the bill after sight or bill on demand. Then we will add 3 days of grace also in that, and the due date will be on 15th October. Like here they've given 12 July to 12 October, then they added 3 days of grace and will become due on 15th October. The next thing is promissory note dated 31st March and payable is 90 days after from that day. So in this case, when we have a promissory note but they given 90 days in this question, so what we will do, we will check the number of days. We have 30 days in April, 31 days in May, we already have 61. Now we will take only 29 days from June because we need to calculate only 90 days. So the due date, the maturity date will be 29th June. Then we will add 3 days of grace and the due date will be 31 to 2nd of July. Like here we have 90 days, we will count from 31st June, then 30 days of April we take, 31 for May and 29 for June. It is equal to 90 days. Then we will add 3 days of grace in our bill, that will become 2nd of July 2020. So in case of days we will count days, in case of month we will count month. Next is a bill of exchange dated 5 August 2020, payable 60 days after sight. Acceptance on 10th August 2020. Bill after sight, as I already told, in case of bill after sight we will count the days from where, we will count the days from when the bill is accepted. We drawn the bill on 5th August but the bill is accepted on 10th August, so we will count the days from 10th August. In case of August we have remaining 21 days, that is 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and 31, because we know August is of 31 days, so we have 21 days for August. Then we need to after August we have September have 30 days. We already have 30, 20, 51 days. We need to take 9 days from October, so that maturity date will be the 9th of October, and then we will add 3 days of grace in that, and the due date will be 12th October. 9 plus 3, it will become 12th of October. The next is a bill of exchange dated 30th June 2020, payable 3 months after date. After date, the same case we have, we will count 3 months. This will become 1 July, August, September, and now we need to add 3 days of grace. Then it will go on 3rd October. The 3rd October will be the due date for that bill. So these are the few questions that we have on the case, on the due date or maturity date. What you need to do, you need to clear every of the terms that are related to the bills of exchange, whether it is endorsement, endorser, endorsee. You need to revise every term and try to find out the due and maturity date by practicing the question.